The let's start with ascending aorta. So if you ask me the relations of ascending aorta, I have to draw a section at the level of T, 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 T5. I draw the lungs, right? Then I draw superior vena cava. Just going on one side. There is ascending aorta, right? Trachea, esophagus. What is this? Pulmonary trunk. What is this? What is this? Descending aorta. So ascending aorta on the right side will be right side. This is ascending aorta. What will be below? What will be on the left side? Pulmonary trunk. Pulmonary. दोनों ऐसे जाता है pulmonary trunk ऐसे जाता है. Okay. Even below also the pulmonary artery part में pass होता है. तो ascending aorta थोड़ा सा ऐसे ऊपर जाता है. Branches. ये तो सबसे लाइफ का गूगली क्वेश्चन आता है इसमें. कोरोनरी आर्टरी, राइट कोरोनरी, लेफ्ट कोरोनरी. ओके. मोस्ट ऑफ दिस एक जो एग्जाम के बाहर आके एग्जाम में हमारे बच्चे बोलते हैं, वो एग्जाम करके हमें याद हो ना सर, वो ना ब्लैंक हो जाता है, कुछ याद नहीं आता. बाहर आता हूँ तो सब याद आता. मेरे में सब ऑल एक्चुअली आफ्टर 10 मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में 8 मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में लेक्चर देके आया हूँ ऑन स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट स्टडी टेक्निक्स. शाम किशोर सर ने मुझे छापा हुई थी, हमारे बच्चों को कुछ नहीं बताते. ऐसे सर मैं रोज एक स्टोरी बताऊँगा. तो बच्चे बोलते स्ट्रेस, तो एग्जाम में वाइवा में जाता हूँ ना, क्या होता है? ब्लैंक. बाहर आता तो सब याद है. Actually, medicine is about remembering your knowledge in stress also. अब बोलिए मैं रिलैक्स बैठा रहता तो सब याद आता है, स्ट्रेस आता तो मैं वाइवा में क्या करूँ? आपके पीछे आऊँ, तुम्हें याद आए तो बोलते हैं तो चॉइस कर दिया रहती है. मैं कह रहा तू खा देता, याद आए तो मैं मार दिया. कल आप ऐसे आदत करोगे कि एकदम स्ट्रेस आता है ना, तो ब्लैंक होता है. तो कल आप बोलोगे वो क्या होता है, पेशेंट सामने मेरे को वहीं सब भूल जाता है. वो क्लिनिक के बाहर जाता है ना, मेरे को सब याद है. फिर सेक्रेटरी को भेजा है, सर को याद आ गया. ascending aorta, right coronary and left coronary artery. Right coronary from the anterior side, left coronary from left posterior, and right posterior is a non-coronary sinus. What does it form? Torus aorticus. Torus aorticus, right? There are 3 sinuses, right? We discussed this. So this is the cross section of the aorta. There is anterior coronary sinus, left posterior, right posterior. From the anterior arises the right coronary. From the left posterior arises left coronary. And this forms torus aorticus, which is the elevation in the interatrial septum in the right atrium. हाँ, lessons we learn from heart. आपको मैंने वो डॉक्टर इसी का नाम है गाना सुना. तो डॉक्टर मनुभाई कोठारी was our teacher of Dr. Shyam Kishore, teacher of all teachers. He used to tell that learn from the heart. Lesson what we learn from the heart. That you have to always remember. That in systole the heart contracts and provides blood to the entire body. and in the diastole, when that blood, whatever is remaining, comes back, whatever blood remains, so in systole it goes like this, and when the heart relaxes, the remaining blood comes here and enters the carotid. So that time the heart is also relaxed. So when the heart is relaxed, the blood very nicely goes into the carotid. So it's a lesson to learn from the heart is first give to others. अपना ही हार्ट हमको सीखना. First give to others, then anything remains, keep it for you. Heart contracts, gives blood to all the organs, and then in diastole releases. Okay. Now the next, descending thoracic aorta. Descending thoracic aorta starts at the level of T4. Starts at the level of T4, and at what level is the opening? T4, then goes to the posterior mediastinum. Okay. So descending thoracic aorta starts at the level of T4, goes to the posterior mediastinum, and at T12 is the aortic opening, and after that it becomes abdominal aorta. After that it becomes abdominal aorta. Descending thoracic aorta, on its side is thoracic duct and then azygous vein. यह ऐसा रिलेशन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम रहता है. एओर्टा, thoracic duct, azygous vein, left to right. Almost up to T5 level, this relation is there. At T5, this thoracic duct goes from left to the right side. So after that, the relation slightly changes. Okay. Now I have drawn it slightly anteriorly over here. Actually, वो थोड़ा posteriorly होता है यहाँ. Maybe you can show it here. Maybe here behind. Why? Because esophagus is the anterior most structure in the posterior mediastinum. Esophagus and aorta, what is and how is the relation? The esophagus, see the arch of aorta goes like this, becomes descending thoracic aorta, which eventually comes to the center. Which eventually comes to the center. हमारे सेंटर में abdominal aorta भी ऐसे सेंटर में होता है. Exactly. Very thin person, when he is sleeping, you can actually see the pulsations of the abdominal aorta. Exactly center में. So वो जो चाकू घुसेड़ देते हैं ना पेट में लोग, तो सेंटर में अगर बराबर डाला और वो एओर्टा ऐसे बोलो दोस्त अगर आपके पास सामने कोई चाकू लेके आओ. I know a person who was stabbed 25 times. Survived. तो सेंटर में नहीं आ. तो आ भी गया ऐसे कभी कोई तो उसको इधर सेंटर में नहीं. Because aorta को टच करेगा, organs थोड़ा bleeding होगा, you reach the hospital in time, you are safe. But so this aorta comes in the center. What happens to the esophagus? Esophagus was in the center, and then slowly moves to the left side. Slowly it moves to the left side, but esophagus remains anterior to the aorta. So it is the anterior most structure. What are the branches of descending thoracic aorta? हाउ डू यू रिमेंबर 7 ब्रांचेस? इसका फॉर्मूला मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ। 3 + 3 + 1। तो 3 क्या है? फर्स्ट 3 इज posterior intercostal arteries in space number 3 to 11. In space number 3 to 11, right? Posterior intercostal arteries in space number 3 to 11. Because in space number 1 and 2 they are given by superior intercostal artery, which is a branch of costocervical trunk, which is a branch of subclavian. समझते हैं ना? जैसा एकदम ऑलरेडी होम मोड में चले गए, पहुंच गए घर के, बस बैग करके रखा है, आए यहाँ सर जो बोलना है बोलो, चलो बोलो आप बोलो। Posterior intercostal arteries, then subcostal artery. जो 12th rib के नीचे का आर्टरी है, it is not called intercostal, it is called as subcostal artery. Subcostal artery. And 2 bronchial arteries, 2 left bronchial arteries. 2 left bronchial arteries, no right bronchial arteries given by aorta. It is either given by upper left or it is given by third posterior, right third posterior intercostal artery. Right bronchial artery is not given by descending thoracic aorta. It is given either by upper left or third right posterior intercostal artery. Okay. अभी ये बीच का 3 क्या है? ऐसा टाइम पास आपको याद है? mediastinal branches, pericardial branches, esophageal branches. mediastinal बीच में, pericardial में, esophagus. So mediastinal branches, pericardial branches, mediastinal branches, pericardial branches, esophageal branches. Okay. तो इसके वो तीनों को मैंने अलग कैटेगरी पे डाला है, ठीक है, याद रखो। And last is superior phrenic. Superior phrenic artery. वो superior phrenic क्या है? It is given to the upper surface of back. And movement the thoracic aorta becomes abdominal aorta. The first branch of abdominal aorta will be inferior phrenic. और diaphragm को नीचे से सप्लाई करता है. Diaphragm is a muscle which keeps on contracting day and night. There are two muscles in the body like this, which have a tremendous stamina of contracting. One is diaphragm, another is levator palpebral superior. So the muscle which opens the eyelid. आप जब से उठे हो सुबह 7 बजे से और रात को 10-11 बजे तक वो मोबाइल हाथ में पकड़ के सोने तक 1 बजे वो नाक पे गिरता है, उसके बाद अपनी तकलीफ देखता है, तब तक वो बेचारा ट्राई कर रहा है, हाँ मैं वहाँ पे सब लेक्चर में बैठ के आया हूँ। Levator palpebral superior. So how these two muscles have this tremendous stamina? This is called as Orley's phenomenon. They have sympathetic innervation also, and because of the sympathetic innervation, their tone is increased so much that they don't get fatigue. Principal tone is increased, muscles don't get fatigue. जो लोग जिम में जाते हैं ना एक्सरसाइज करने, उनका बॉडी का टोन बढ़ता है, जैसे जिम से बाहर आते थे उनको चाय पी लेते तो अपन उसके सामने ऐसे क्यों ऐसा करते हो लोग? उनका टोन एक्चुअली बॉडी का तो सलमान खान क्यों ऐसा रहता है? तो एक्सरसाइज करता है तो टोन बढ़ता है तो फटीग कम होता है. So diaphragm and levator palpebral superior, their tone is increased by sympathetic innervation, and because of that they don't get hurt. Day and night the muscle can contract. Okay. Superior to negative. 7 branches. So first thing का category क्या है? Right posterior intercostal, subcostal, 2 left bronchial arteries. Mediastinal branches, pericardial branches, esophageal branches, and superior phrenic artery. ये सारे शॉर्ट नोट्स के टॉपिक है, मोस्ट ऑफ not long question. And the next topic, which is a short note, thoracic duct. Thoracic duct. Thoracic duct. Now this is a flow chart which I am going to draw like this from below. Thoracic duct begins in abdomen. Mostly at the level of L1 and L2 level. Okay? As cisterna chyli. Cisterna chyli वगैरह बोलो ना. Cisterna chyli. ओके. चलिए जो अभी वेकेशन से वापस आएंगे वो क्या बोलेंगे मालूम नहीं. Without guidance of a teacher. Cisterna chyli. In this cisterna chyli, open all the limbs. Suppose this is the cisterna chyli. So external iliac lymphatics, internal iliac lymphatics, they all open into the cisterna chyli on the lower of the abdomen. वहाँ से ही ऊपर गए. So then it goes up, and at the level of T12, from abdomen it enters the thorax. It enters thorax to the aortic opening. Enters thorax to the aortic opening. Then what happens? It enters the posterior mediastinum. It enters the posterior mediastinum. Okay. Then at the level of T5, it moves from right to left side and goes into the superior mediastinum. Goes into the superior mediastinum. At T5 it starts grossly. T4 it is completed. So T5 it starts moving from right to left. T4 it is already in the left side and in the superior mediastinum. From there it enters the neck. It enters the neck. And in the neck, हमने बोला था how is brachiocephalic vein formed from the union of internal jugular vein and subclavian vein. तो वहाँ पे जाके it drains. It drains at the junction of internal jugular and subclavian, not in the brachiocephalic. At their junction, it drains into 45 centimeter long. इतना होता है हम आजकल अभी के 45 सेंटीमीटर इतना इंचेस कल बहुत नाच रहे थे ना आप लोग सेंटीमीटर मिलीमीटर बोलो 45 सेंटीमीटर इज इक्वल टू हाँ 18 inches. So few structures in the body are 18 inch or 45 centimeter long. Anything else you know? Spinal cord. In many adults, average adult, the femur is 18 inch long. Femur. Okay. Then इसके tributaries, you know, the mediastinal trunk, left mediastinal trunk, the jugular trunks. On the right side, the things drain directly. There will be another combination here on the right side. So it drains the lymph of the lower limbs, both the bones, of the abdomen, of the thorax. Now only thing which it doesn't drain is the right side upper half of the face and maybe the right side upper superior mediastinum. So they drain directly over here. Remaining all the lymph is drained by thoracic duct. So you can understand the importance of thoracic duct. It has a beaded appearance because of excess walls present in it. If you see the relations of the thoracic duct, and I had drawn this. No, let's start with its entry point into the abdomen. From the abdomen into the thorax. There literally they are like this. Descending thoracic aorta, thoracic duct, azygous vein. So ये diagram of azygous vein के लिए भी देख सकते हैं. उसके ऊपर ना when you look from the side, actually the diagram is like this. So then descending thoracic aorta is here. Thoracic duct is going up right side. So you will come across when you read the relations in the posterior mediastinum, it is written anteriorly diagonal. The diagram and anteriorly connect esophagus. To the left, descending thoracic. To the right, azygous. पीछे posteriorly thoracic vertebrae T5 to T12. That is the finish. So ऐसा रट्टा मारने का जरूरत नहीं है. राइट में azygous, लेफ्ट में आगे esophagus, पीछे vertebrae. That's what you do. Okay. The same thing can be used for the another topic, azygous vein. What are the formative tributaries? Azygous vein. बोलो. Ascending lumbar vein unites with right subcostal vein and lumbar azygous vein which connects it with IVC. Together they unite to form azygous vein. Azygous vein, the course, it also enters to T12. Let's write about azygous vein. Azygous vein, it is formed in the abdomen. Formed in the abdomen by union of 1, 2, 3. Ascending lumbar azygous and subcostal. Ascending lumbar vein, right subcostal vein, and lumbar azygous vein. T12, it enters through the aortic opening. Through the aortic opening, it enters the thorax, where it lies in the posterior mediastinum. So it runs in the posterior mediastinum on the right side. Runs in the posterior mediastinum in the right side. At the level of T4, it arches over right bronchus. Enters into SVC. That's the course. For those who cannot see, from long distance, azygous vein formed in the abdomen by union of ascending lumbar vein, right subcostal vein, and lumbar azygous vein at T12 to the aortic opening. It enters the thorax, lies in the posterior mediastinum on the right side, and at the level of T4 arches over the right bronchus and drains into the superior vena cava. Tributaries to आपको मालूम है, posterior intercostal veins on the right side from 5 to 11. 3, 2, 3, 4 forms right superior intercostal vein, 3, ये तो आपको मालूम था. इसके अलावा बोलो. हाँ, हेमिअज़ाइगस, एक्सेसरी हेमिअज़ाइगस. और तो हमने डिसेंडिंग थोरेसिक एओर्टा में बीच के जो 3 रखे थे ना नाम, वो इधर जोड़ देने थे. इसोफेजियल, पेरिकार्डियल और यूरेसियल. ओके, वो यहाँ पे भी यूज करते हैं. इसोफेजियल के मिडल 1/3, इसोफेजियल, मीडियस्टिनल, पेरिकार्डियल वेन्स. इसोफेजियल वेन्स, पेरिकार्डियल वेन्स. आपका हिस्टोलॉजी का स्टेटस क्या है सबका? हिस्टोलॉजी, हाँ, जर्नल नहीं ना, जर्नल क्या नहीं, नॉलेज का स्टेटस क्या है? तो एग्जाम I really found students are not far into areas. One is embryology, and second is histology. Like for example, in thorax you studied the respiratory system, right? So what will you write in the histology of trachea? This I am just taking the last topic. In trachea, we are esophagus, thoracic duct. We discussed mostly all the topics. Trachea, histology. लाइनिंग, हाँ बोलो क्या है लाइनिंग? Pseudostratified ciliated column. What do you mean by pseudostratified ciliated column? एक मिनट एकदम बोलो आप पेशवा
It looks like that many layers are there, but all the cells reach the basement membrane.
you spoke one line correctly. All cells touch the basement membrane. That is one thing we talk about pseudostratified cells of different heights and nuclei therefore are seen in different levels. In these three lines you have to write about the pseudostratified epithelium. That all cells touch the basement membrane, but cells are of different heights. And therefore, nuclei are seen. How do you understand it? is आपको थोड़ी ना सेल्स सारे दिखेंगे बेसमेंट मेम्ब्रेन को टच कर. You identify the cells by nuclei. Nuclei सेल मेम्ब्रेन फुल. तो जब आपको न्यूक्लियाई ऐसे दिखते हैं अंडर माइक्रोस्कोप तो आपको लगता है यार ये तो स्ट्रैटिफाइड है, बट नहीं है. So cells of different heights, all cells touch the basement membrane. Therefore, nuclei appear at different levels, giving a stratified appearance. Called as pseudostratified. Okay. What are the various cells we see in the respiratory epithelium? So one is ciliated cells. ये आपने बोल दिया. तो ये कुछ सेल के ऊपर सीलिया होता है. उसके अलावा somebody said goblet cells. Why they are called goblet cells? Huh? Mucus cells. Anything to do what with the word goblet? Shaped like a goblet म्हणजे काय? हाँ? Cup circle. Yes. वाइन के कप्स जैसे होते हैं गॉबलेट्स. ओके, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग द एग्जांपल. आप बोले सर ने कुछ वाइन के बारे में बोला, वेकेशन जैसे भी चालू है. वाइन लुक्स लाइक दैट. चलो गॉबलेट सेल्स. तो उनका फंक्शन क्या है? क्या? म्यूकस. दे प्रोड्यूस म्यूकस. एंड cilia. So mucus will trap to the dust foreign particles, and that track is sent up by the cilia. उसके बाद क्या होता है उसका? कफ आउट करते हैं आप लोग. swallow करते हैं गंदे लोग. बचपन में याद है क्या अपन कफ निकालते थे और माँ बोलती स्पिट करो और हम लोग सॉल्व किया. अभी माँ को जाके बोलो कि माँ इस दुनिया का हर एक आदमी सॉल्व करता है, वो इधर तक आता है और इसोफेगस में से नीचे जाता है. तो तू जो मेरे को बचपन में गंदा करता बोली थी वो गलत है. सब लोग गंदे अगर ये डेफिनेशन है, बिकॉज एवरीबॉडी इट कम्स हियर एंड वहाँ से इसोफेगस में से सॉल्व. और कुछ टेंशन नहीं लेने का. गैस्ट्रिक जूस होता है वो सब मार देता है जो भी अंदर चला जाता है. 3 4 5 बोल. हिस्टोलॉजी एग्जाम में मैं यही करूँगा. फिर 2 के बाद आगे क्या? देखो ऐसे कुछ नहीं. ट्राई मारो जरूर. जोर से. सी शेप काट के ले रहा. आई एम स्टिल ऑन द epithelium बेटा. Clara cells are there lower down, little lower down. Yeah, but I can add that lower down you can see clara cells. एक सेल बेसल सेल्स. जैसे आपका स्किन सुपरफिशियल फेशिया डीप फेशिया है वैसे हिस्टोलॉजी में बेसल सेल्स. What is their function? They give rise to other cells, all other categories. Then there are enterochromatin cells which secrete locally acting hormones. Locally acting hormones like histamine. Histamine. Which secrete locally acting hormones like histamine. What does histamine do? Bronchospasm. Epinephrine, non-epinephrine dilate. Huh? I'm talking about bronchodilate. Bronchoconstrict. तो जिसके लिए अस्थमा जिन लोगों को होता है क्या होता है? पोलन ग्रेन्स. अभी समर का सीजन है, आप गांव में जाओगे. ऑल ऑफ यू नो ना ऋतु कौन-सा ऋतु चालू है? क्या बोले? समर ऋतु चालू है. ठीक है, तो समर ऋतु चालू है तो उसमें बहुत सारे फूल आते हैं. फ्लावरिंग सीजन समर इज द बेस्ट. यू गो ते चाफ्याचं झाड वगैरे असतं गावाकडे. देयर आर नो लीव्स, ओनली फ्लावर्स. ओके, सो देन पोलन्स आर देयर इन देयर. सो वो पोलन अंदर जाता है. यहाँ पे ये हमारा हिस्टामिन सीक्रेटिंग सेल. सपोज दैट पर्सन इज एलर्जिक, it will release histamine. Release histamine. Moment histamine is released, there is bronchospasm. फिर वो bronchospasm, because you know all these things which we treat as disease, bronchospasm, diarrhea, these are natural responses of our body. Diarrhea is to flush out. Body realizes that there is lot of this, let me flush it out. Bronchospasm is a response thinking that oh, looks like there is some allergic component, let me reduce the entry of air. We treat it as disease. Okay, because bronchospasm for long time is bad because oxygen. So these are one cells, the enterochromatin cells. Then there are brush cells which have which are innervated by nerves for the reflex, for the ground reflex. So there are 5 types of cells which are there in the respiratory epithelium. Ciliated cells, goblet cells, enterochromatin cells, brush cells, basal cells, and lower down there are clara cells. We are talking about the upper respiratory epithelium. आनेगा ना बेटा? नहीं.
Arey, please, sir is there. Sit, please.
पढ़ी रही है. बस यहाँ नाराज है मोदी मैडम से. Okay. So and then lower down what we see? Pneumocystis, type 1, type 2. So because of smoking, what happens? Tension मत ले, मैं ऐसे ही चीज़ हूँ. Because of smoking, what happens? अभी ये ज्ञान आपको ज्ञान मिला. अभी घर पे जाओगे ना, क्या होता है स्मोकिंग से?
नहीं लगेगा, डायरेक्ट लगेगा वो.
क्या होता है स्मोकिंग से? The ciliated cells are damaged, so cilia are damaged, and because there is inflammation, response to that inflammation, mucus cells increase. Mucus cell increase because वो धुआं आ रहा है उसकी वजह से उसको they realize कि there is lot of inflammation, so mucus cell increase, try to increase the lubrication. So mucus cells increase, cilia are damaged. मतलब अभी the person is in such a mess that there is lot of mucus in the chest, but to drain it, cilia are damaged. That's how it leads to COPD. What is COPD? Chronic obstructive. So this is because these two cells. So इसके लिए why we teach all this histology? That you need to understand that how the smoking is going to destroy one variety and increase other variety, and the person is in a mess. Thank you. And wish you a happy vacation.
If you want to go for a 5-minute break, you can go for a 5-minute. You can free for 5 minutes. Go for a break.
कौन किधर जा रहे हैं वेकेशन? अब्रॉड में कौन जा रहा है अब्रॉड? मालूम मेरे उधर मलेशिया सिंगापुर आप नहीं आए थे तो मैं कश्मीर जा रहा हूँ, तो वापस आया तो विल कंटिन्यू विथ एब्डोमेन सेशन गोल्स. वापस नहीं आया तो मेरे साथ क्या हुआ, यू विल सी इट इन कश्मीर फाइल्स टू.